In 1971, President Nixon made a special deal with OPEC, the oil producing countries. You know, Saudi Arabia, all the countries that are making oil. He said, by that time, of course, we had already come off the gold standard. Dollar was worth nothing but promises. I promise you it's worth something, you know, so to speak. Not really. But Nixon, looking to add value to this dollar, went to OPEC, oil producing countries, and said, hey, we, the United States, have a huge and powerful military. You know, we're the big bad guys. Might makes right. If you, OPEC countries, will promise us to use the U.S. dollar as your standard of currency when you're selling oil, buying and selling oil, then we will put our mighty military to use defending you guys. And, well, somehow that promise carried on beyond Nixon, because we've been fighting oil wars ever since, right? So that was the birth of the Petro Dollar. So our currency, the US dollar, is backed by petrodollars. So looking at that, over the last few months, when the interest on our debt became more than our total revenue as a nation, it was okay, because we still had the power of our military and the promise of the petrodollar. So you could still have faith in the dollar. Last Friday, something weird happened. As a result of not as a result of the coronavirus, but as a result of the actions taken by governments because of the coronavirus, people aren't using fuel as much. Not just people, but companies, airlines, you know, trucking companies, which is another thing that issue we're having, but that's another topic. We're not using oil. And on Friday, the price of a barrel of oil went negative, almost negative $40. Meaning if you're an oil producer and you want the oil, you want to sell the oil that you're producing to the refineries, you have to pay somebody to come get it. You can't operate that way. It went negative. What does that mean for the oil industry? What does that mean for the petrodollar? Obviously, they're going to stop production right now. You know, you can't afford to keep producing. It does mean the gas prices are going to go down. I mean, that's kind of nice, but once they stop producing, what's going to happen then? We still need gas. Demand's gone down. It's going to be a mess. It bounced back up the next day. I was able to buy some stock. Got to get rid of it by the 5th, because that's when, you know, trucking sales are final on the oil. But yeah, that's going to be messy. But right now, nobody's thinking about the petrodollar. Nobody's thinking about the value of the dollar. But you know what they are doing? They are trying to print more dollars, because they think that helps the economy. But does it? We should discuss that. What would be more of a help for the economy? And by help for the economy, I mean, what's going to help the general population provide for themselves more? If we were to print $2 trillion out of thin air, or if we were to burn $2 trillion, what do you think?